Hi, Life Outside podcast listeners. It's Dani again. On my trip last winter, when I was traveling with another person, we stopped by Holtfield Hot Springs. It's in California and it's right off of Interstate 8. I didn't get in, so I can't speak to what it's like. There was also a huge windstorm coming, which would have meant we would have been covered in sand. So we continued on to the Anza State Park, and we stayed at a place called Yaki Pass Camp. It's just basically a big parking lot where anyone can camp. There's no services, though. It was fine for a night. There was room for us, and everyone there was very friendly. There is also a trail right there called the Yaki Nature Trail. It's a 1.7-mile trail, and it just shows the best of what Anza has to offer in terms of plant life. It's also a peaceful way to kind of get away from the parking lot camp and stretch your legs. I took the trail quite a few times. After we left Anza State Park, we headed to the Cleveland National Forest, where we spent 2 nights. The Cleveland National Forest encompasses 460,000 acres, and it has warm, dry Mediterranean climates. You can stay there up to 14 days. We stayed at this spot overlooking the valley below for a couple nights. It was nice. The sunsets were nice. The sunrises were fine. I wandered around a bit and climbed some rocks. My friend stayed in his vehicle for most of the time. He didn't enjoy it from what he said, but I didn't mind it. I mean, I'm always happy to have a new home for the night. And I thought the views were pretty good. And of course, I love to climb rocks, so I'm not going to complain. I really got a chance to test out my Ultra Lone Peak shoes. I really like them, and I made some friends as well. Well, maybe they didn't think that I was their friend because it didn't seem like they wanted to stick around when I was there. But why do lizards do push-ups? I really should Google that at some point. After passing a couple days and nights here, and see, the sunsets were nice. I can't deny that. We were ready to move on, so we stayed at a Yellow Post campsite. Yellow Post campsites are free spots in California. They're basic, no services, but who can complain about free camping and a free mug? There were 3 spots in this particular area, but someone else did show up and camp in between, so there's kind of room for more. Then we continued on to Idlewild, California, which is in the San Jacinto Mountains, and it's also a stop for PCTers. And then something we didn't expect to happen happened. It snowed. It was so magical. After the snow melted, we headed back down, and we stayed one night at an overlook off of the Pines to Palms Highway, which is in the Santa Rosa Wilderness and was technically legal for camping, but it's a parking lot with a trail. I definitely caught the sunset and the sunrise in the morning before I took off. It was a nice little overlook, and the trail was nice to walk on. Not many people stop there because the road itself is pretty busy and people rush through it. So it's worth it if you're in the area. As always, thank you for listening and watching, and I'll see you next time, or outside.